250,000 pages, gonna take longer than it should. Just because we wanted to opt out on a $15,000 feature, now we had to have our salesperson spend an extra 15, 20 hours a week, or probably even come weekend and pay overtime just so they can get all this done. What's going on, sir? How are you doing? Not much. We're about to record something, but just walked in right into.
There you go, man. There you go. Take care of it, brother. Take care of it.
It sounds good. We're still kind of moving in. That's why we haven't really like did
Oh,
a.
you looking good, man.
Really?
God
I was
damn.
trying to lose weight, bro.
There you go, man. There you go.
I got
Same
really
thing.
good, man.
Same, bro. I'm
Drinking that water.
drinking that water. I got a personal trainer. I got a life
Nice.
coach. I got
Everything.
Carlos got me on everything. So
Yeah, damn. That must be expensive. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Efren the Marketer here with another video, and today I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes a business owner can do. So, first thing is first, I like to go off about what we do here and give you guys examples, because I saw somebody in the comments on one of the ads talking about, oh, you can just go to Walmart and get a tent and just put your own decals on there and you can save $1,000. But that's one of the biggest mistakes that a business owner can do, is go cheap on a product or marketing or just pretty much anything. If you go cheap on it, it might cost you a lot of money in the long term. So something I want to talk to you about today is this. Do you guys see these lights here? So these lights, we currently have 4 lights on the roof, and we don't have any lighting right here in this section. When people are driving at night, we get no lighting on these panels here. So this looks good, but the biggest problem is this, especially we're gonna wrap this wall. At night, we still want people to be able to read it. We have a boba place next door. We have a sushi spot next door. Barbershop, so there's always traffic going back and forth, and spending money to light this place up and make it look nice. I mean, I literally bought this little piece of grass for about $100. A lot of people will be like, oh no, we don't need a piece of grass. But no, we need to make this look nice. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get an electrician to come in and get these lights, put brand new different types of lights that actually move around. So when we are trying to showcase a banner or something like that, we're gonna go ahead and move the lights to wherever the product is at. And we're gonna do that all around here. So when we turn on the lights at night, every single product is gonna be lit up. As you're driving by, you'll be able to see it much better. So that's going above and beyond and not going cheap. I could technically be like, lights are on, congratulations, woo, right? But no, that. We're not doing that. We're not going cheap. We're actually putting the light fixtures how we need to point at the right place, to display our product nice and beautiful. So when people come in, they're like, oh, this is what I need. This looks really nice. Have you ever walked into a dealership and the car is just like super shiny and it's glossy and waxed? Well, yeah, it's because they want to impress you on the product so you can walk out with it. And that's what we're trying to do today, is we're getting an electrician. I got quoted for $1,200 up to $1,600. As well, we have these yellow lighting here. I hate them tremendously. We're gonna get white light bulbs instead of yellow. Again, this is extra expense, where a cheap business owner or somebody that don't want to spend money can be like, oh, just leave it yellow. I mean, yes, you might not have money to switch things like that, but then again, at one point, you're gonna have a little bit extra money. But what you're trying to do is probably spend it on something on yourself. See, I'm the opposite. When I get extra money, I don't mind. This is a Walmart t-shirt right here, but I go above and beyond on every little extra spot. Same thing with cameras. I could have easily bought a camera for $100 from Amazon and just said screw it, but what happens if someone breaks in? Do I really want to go cheap on it? So check this out. We're in our little shipping area inside Go Little Print. These thank you cards. You'll be super surprised. Literally it says thank you for your business, and it has a barcode that says follow us on Instagram. We try to tell people about these. Again, these don't even cost much. They're like 4 or 5 cents, depending on how many you buy. And a lot of owners are like, no, that's fine. I could just pack and ship my stuff, right? This is actually an order right here that we're about to deliver. And look at this. So it's a next gen, it's just little brochures, but inside it has a Go Little Prints 15% off flyer, and then it has a thank you card, right? So we're gonna add this, bubble it up, pack it, and ship it. When someone opens it, they'd be like, oh, cool, what is this, right? It's part of branding, it's part of advertising. You already spent money to get them in the door. How much money are you gonna spend on trying to bring them back versus acquiring a new customer? Going cheap on little things like this, I'm gonna tell you right now, your retention on customers is probably not good, right? Another thing too, I wanna mention this. On my previous video, I talked about trying to save $15,000 on a printer that prints faster per minute. What I'm about to show you is this. Just this weekend, we got a really big order where somebody brought all these books and was like, yo, I need copies of them, right? So look at this. All these are old freaking books that they want copies of. So to try to save 15 grand months back, we're like, oh, I don't think we're ever gonna need to print that many things at once. Well, the time has arrived where we had to print a lot and fast. So that's one of those things about being cheap. You just never know, right? And then when that time occurs, well, what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose all that time by being cheap and not getting the maximum result of your time that you're spending. So these are not all the books here. It's actually about 250,000 sheets. These fragile boxes as well, copies. I don't even have a key in here, but these are all just from one client. He's all like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring a locker so you can start doing copies. And I was like how many? Oh, it's just a couple of manuals. And I'm like, okay, well, just come through. He's like, do you have a loading dock? And I was like, shit, that's probably a big order. By going cheap, I'm saving 15 grand on the printer that prints faster or adds attachments. The good thing is we can add attachments and continue to build on it. But yeah, 250,000 pages, gonna take longer than it should. Just because we wanted to opt out on a $15,000 feature, now we had to have our salesperson spend an extra 15, 20 hours a week, or probably even come weekend and pay overtime just so they can get all this done. So yeah, that is one of the benefits of not going cheap. And plus, I don't know if you guys remember when we first locked in this place, right? There was a wall there, this glass was not here as well. So the glass wasn't here, the walls weren't painted. It kind of looked pretty bad, to be honest. So we decided to make a giant square, bring it into the glass, so when you walk in, you're like, oh, wow, right? You get that wow factor, so it's easier to sell. We don't go cheap. I do the mistake sometimes when I'm not aware. So if you did decide to go cheap on something, especially on marketing, well, I can tell you it's probably because you probably don't do a lot of marketing, or you do a lot of marketing, but it's a new venture and you don't want to spend a lot of money because you don't know if you can track some type of ROI. So with that being said, hopefully you don't end up being one of those cheap business owners that try to save a buck here, save a buck there, and ends up costing you in the long run. As for now, yes, it's not Thursday, it is Monday, and we added a new day for all our videos. So Mondays and Thursdays, new videos, new content, and hopefully it helps you guys out. If it does, good. Subscribe, thumbs up, comment if you have questions. I'm always answering, and I'll see you next Thursday.